Hello, and welcome to Lives channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most exciting weeks Salem has seen in quite some time, as a wave of beloved characters and fresh faces prepare to shake up the canvas between October 6th and October 10th, 2025. The latest casting announcements promise dramatic confrontations, emotional reunions, and the introduction of characters who will undoubtedly leave their mark on Salem's intricate web of relationships and storylines. The return of Jeremy Horton. The Horton family legacy continues to expand as Michael Rourke steps into the role of Jeremy Horton, making his debut on Monday, October 6th. This recasting brings a completely fresh energy to a character who hasn't graced Salem streets since 2007, when Trevor Donovan last portrayed the troubled son of Mike Horton. For those unfamiliar with Jeremy's backstory, his history is both fascinating and complicated, rooted in family drama that began decades ago. Jeremy was born off-screen in 1987 after his mother, Robin Jacobs, left town without informing Mike Horton of her pregnancy. The revelation of his existence came as a shock when Robin returned to Salem in 1989, introducing Mike to the son he never knew existed. This initial chapter of Jeremy's life set the stage for a character defined by complicated family dynamics and unresolved emotional baggage that would follow him throughout his storyline. Michael Rourke brings impressive credentials to this legacy role, having previously portrayed Travis Winters on The Young and the Restless in 2016. Beyond daytime television, Rourke's resume includes appearances in Magic Mike, The Black Dagger Brotherhood, Drop Dead Diva, and The Vampire Diaries, demonstrating his versatility across multiple genres. This diverse background suggests that Rourke will bring depth and nuance to Jeremy's character, particularly given the complicated emotional terrain the storyline is expected to navigate. The circumstances surrounding Jeremy's return are shrouded in mystery and tension. According to Julie Williams, who casually mentioned Jeremy's impending arrival during a hospital conversation with Stephanie Johnson, Jeremy has accepted a job in Salem that necessitates his return. However, Stephanie's reaction to this news was far from enthusiastic, and for good reason. Their shared history is turbulent at best, marked by emotional manipulation and toxic behavior that left deep scars on Stephanie's psyche. During his 2007 stint in Salem, Jeremy's relationship with Stephanie quickly deteriorated from romance to dysfunction. He concealed a criminal past, engaged in emotionally abusive behavior, and created a controlling dynamic that trapped Stephanie in an unhealthy relationship. These patterns of deception and manipulation make his sudden reappearance particularly unsettling, especially given the recent strange occurrences surrounding Stephanie. Ever since Julie's announcement, someone has been stalking Stephanie with flowers and carrying around a copy of her book, One Stormy Night. The situation escalates dramatically when, immediately after Stephanie takes the significant step of moving in with Alex Kyriakis, Jeremy appears unexpectedly on her doorstep without warning or advance notice. This confrontation promises to unearth buried emotions and force Stephanie to confront a painful chapter of her past that she likely hoped to leave behind forever. The timing of Jeremy's return couldn't be more complicated for Stephanie's current relationship with Alex. Just as she's committing to a future with Alex by moving in together, her troubled ex-boyfriend materializes, threatening to disrupt the stability she's worked so hard to build. The writers are clearly setting up a triangle situation that will test the strength of Stephanie and Alex's bond while exploring whether Jeremy has genuinely changed or remains the same manipulative person who hurt Stephanie years ago. Jack and Jennifer's highly anticipated comeback. Salem's beloved super couple, Jack and Jennifer Devereaux, are making their triumphant return to screens on Thursday, October 9th, portrayed once again by the iconic Matthew Ashford and Melissa Reeves. This homecoming represents more than just another guest appearance, it's part of Days of Our Lives' massive celebration of its 60th anniversary, a milestone that honors 6 decades of storytelling excellence. The Devereaux couple's return was confirmed back in February when they were spotted on the show's Burbank, California set, generating immediate excitement among longtime fans who have followed their epic love story through countless obstacles and adventures. Their on-screen son, J.J. Devereaux, played by Casey Moss, shared his enthusiasm on social media with a photo of the reunited family trio, writing, "Couldn't be more grateful to be part of a legendary family," alongside the hashtag #TheHortons. The last time viewers saw Jack and Jennifer was at the end of 2024, when circumstances forced them to maintain a lower profile in Salem. Prior to that, their March 2023 appearance marked a dramatic chapter when Xander Kyriakis and Gwen Rizek blackmailed Jack's newspaper, The Spectator, away from the couple, essentially running them out of town. This humiliating exit left unresolved business that may factor into their current return storyline. However, the primary catalyst for Jack and Jennifer's reappearance appears to be connected to their daughter Abigail Devereaux. Julie Olson-Williams and Chad DiMera have been investigating the circumstances surrounding Abigail's death, uncovering evidence that suggests the impossible: Abigail might still be alive. This shocking possibility would naturally draw Jack and Jennifer back to Salem to search for answers about their daughter's fate. During their October appearances, Jack and Jennifer will share significant screen time with Susan Seaforth Hayes, Julie Williams and their son JJ, suggesting family-centric storylines that explore the Horton and Devereaux legacies. The anniversary episodes filming throughout this period will air in November, giving fans extended opportunities to celebrate this legendary couple's enduring impact on the show's history. Matthew Ashford and Melissa Reeves have maintained sporadic appearances on Days of Our Lives over the years, always bringing authenticity and emotional depth to their performances. Their chemistry remains undeniable, a testament to decades of collaboration that has made Jack and Jennifer one of daytime television's most memorable couples. Their participation in the 60th anniversary photo shoot alongside other returning favorites underscores their central importance to the show's legacy. Tony DiMera's strategic reappearance. Wednesday, October 8th, brings the sophisticated and cunning Tony DiMera back to Salem, with Theo Penglis reprising the role he's made iconic over multiple decades. Tony's return promises high-stakes drama as he faces off against a formidable trio: Paul Telfer's Xander Kyriakis, Suzanne Rogers' Maggie Horton, and Jean-Paul Lavoisier's Philip Kyriakis. The specific nature of these confrontations remains tantalizingly unclear, but Tony's involvement suggests business conflicts, family power struggles, or potentially both given the DiMera family's extensive corporate interests that frequently intersect with the Kyriakis empire. Tony brings decades of experience navigating Salem's complicated political and business landscapes, making him a formidable opponent for anyone who crosses his path. Theo Penglis' portrayal of Tony has always balanced charm with danger, presenting a character who can be both ally and adversary depending on circumstances and motivations. His return for the anniversary celebration acknowledges his significant contributions to the show's rich history of complex, multidimensional characters. The DiMera children take center stage. The younger generation of DiMeras receives expanded screen time this week, with Carrie Christopher appearing as Thomas DiMera on both Monday, October 6th, and Thursday, October 9th. Thomas will interact extensively with his father Chad, played by Billy Flynn, in storylines that explore their father-son relationship during what appears to be a pivotal week for the DiMera family. Autumn Gendron also returns as young Charlotte DiMera on Thursday, October 9th, appearing alongside Matthew Ashford and Melissa Reeves. This suggests potential connections between the DiMera and Devereaux families, perhaps through Chad's ongoing investigation into Abigail's death or other shared storylines that bring these Salem families together. Felicity Green's continuation. Kennedy Garcia reprises her role as Felicity Green on Monday, October 6th, continuing her storyline that involves interactions with her on-screen sister Cat, portrayed by Anna Lynn McCord. The Green sisters have brought fresh energy to Salem's canvas, introducing new dynamics and relationships that promise to develop further as their storylines unfold. Baby Tizoro's debut. Friday, October 10th, marks a significant milestone as Baby Tizoro finally makes his on-screen debut in the flesh, with twins Joseph Ilenf and Jordan Purdue sharing the role. This casting choice follows the standard soap opera practice of using twins to portray infant characters, allowing for more flexible filming schedules while maintaining consistency in the baby's appearance. Tizoro is Sophia Choi's son, portrayed by Rachel Boyd, and his arrival promises to shake up multiple storylines involving paternity questions and family conflicts. Recent spoilers have indicated that Rafe Hernandez will perform a DNA test on the baby, potentially confirming or complicating the question of Tizoro's true parentage. The results of this test could have far-reaching consequences for Sophia, Tate Black, and everyone connected to this storyline. The baby's debut represents more than just a new character addition. It symbolizes the ongoing cycle of life in Salem, where new generations continue the legacy of drama, romance, and family complications that have defined days of our lives for 6 decades. Baby Tizoro's presence will undoubtedly create ripple effects throughout Salem's interconnected community, affecting relationships and forcing characters to confront difficult truths about parenthood, responsibility, and family obligations. This remarkable week of casting additions and returns demonstrates Days of Our Lives' commitment to honoring its rich history while simultaneously moving forward with fresh storylines and character developments. The blend of legacy characters like Jack, Jennifer, Tony, and Jeremy with newer additions like Baby Tizoro creates a perfect balance between nostalgia and innovation, giving longtime viewers the comfort of familiar faces while attracting new audiences with contemporary storytelling approaches. Friday, October 3, 2025. Today on Days of Our Lives, can EJ keep Paulina? The drama in Salem has rarely been as heated as it was today, when secrets, grudges, and power struggles collided across the city. Old wounds were reopened, alliances were tested, and the question hanging over it all was simple yet thorny: can EJ DiMera hold on to Paulina Price, or has his arrogance finally pushed her too far? Gwen unleashes on EJ. When EJ DiMera finally made it back to the mansion, he probably expected to slip inside, pour himself a drink, and carry on with business as usual. But Gwen Rizek was waiting for him, and she was not in the mood to be ignored. The moment he walked through the door, Gwen lit into him for abandoning her. Her voice was sharp, her hands tight on her hips, and her eyes flashing with the kind of fury only Gwen can muster. She wanted answers. She wanted an apology. She wanted him to care. But EJ, ever the DiMera, brushed her off as if her outrage was beneath him. He dismissed her complaints until she dropped a name he couldn't ignore: Leo. Gwen explained that Leo had saved her in a moment of danger, and though she assured EJ she had things under control now, his ears perked up. Leo Stark, after all, was not a man who could be taken lightly. Still, Gwen made it clear that she wasn't some helpless damsel. She insisted that Leo was gullible enough to be handled, and she had already dealt with his stalking. EJ, however, remained unmoved, his arrogance a shield against the reality Gwen was living. A battle at the mansion. The argument between Gwen and EJ escalated, each word slicing like a knife, until their shouting could be heard echoing through the halls of the DiMera mansion. Gwen's lips tightened into a hard line, her glares sharp enough to cut glass. EJ, for his part, stood tall, unflinching, unwilling to bend. Then, in a whirlwind of energy and fury, Paulina Price stormed into the room. She didn't come to knock politely or wait her turn. She came with fire in her heart and justice on her mind. And as soon as Paulina arrived, Gwen, ever eager to escape the line of fire, seized her chance and hurried off, leaving EJ alone to face a storm even he wasn't prepared for. Paulina versus EJ, a clash of titans. Paulina wasted no time. She had proof in hand from the power company that the recent crisis in Salem, the one that had endangered lives and sparked citywide panic, had originated at the hospital. And in her eyes, EJ bore responsibility. But EJ, slippery as ever, refused to accept blame. When Paulina demanded answers, he responded with counter-threats. If she pressed him too hard, he warned, he would shift responsibility onto the city's aging power grid. If she dared to sue him, he promised to sue Salem itself. Accountability? EJ scoffed at the very idea. The back and forth between these two titans was nothing short of explosive. Paulina stood her ground, her voice rising with righteous anger, while EJ's smirk only deepened as he threatened lawsuit after lawsuit. It was a duel of wills, and neither showed any sign of backing down. By the end, Paulina made one thing clear: she might step back, for now, but it was only temporary. A truce, she called it, though her tone promised that the war was far from over. Trouble over lunch, Gwen and Cat. Elsewhere in Salem, Gwen wasn't finished stirring the pot. She met up with Cat Green at the bistro for lunch, and the two women wasted no time diving into gossip. As Gwen gestured across the table, menu forgotten in front of her, she spilled details about a certain investment she had once shared with Leo. But unlike Leo, Cat wasn't easily fooled. The moment Gwen brought up the issue of a security door, Cat's eyes narrowed. She knew something was off, and Gwen wasn't going to be able to dance her way around it this time. The conversation shifted when Cat, in a rare moment of vulnerability, recounted her amnesia story. Gwen was taken aback to learn that DiMera had actually forgiven Cat for the pain her memory loss had caused. "He's usually pretty good at holding grudges," Gwen quipped, half in disbelief, half in envy. After all, Gwen had done far less than Cat in her own eyes, yet Chad still treated her like a pariah. The two women soon found themselves arguing over who Jennifer Horton despised more, a darkly humorous debate that underscored the deep-rooted rivalries and resentment simmering beneath the surface of Salem's genteel society. Broken bonds and broken hearts. Meanwhile, the ripple effects of these confrontations spread into the DiMera family. EJ, perhaps sensing he had lost ground with Paulina, tried to reach out and ask about her children. But Paulina cut him off without hesitation. To her, EJ had crossed a line when he faked that damning video of Chanel. By doing so, he had forfeited the right to care, to ask questions, or to involve himself in her family. Back at the bistro, Cat and Gwen's already shaky friendship finally crumbled. Their argument reached a breaking point, and the two women decided to go their separate ways. Afterward, Cat turned to her phone, reaching out to Chad to ask about the family. The reply she received was anything but comforting. Things were unraveling quickly. Young Thomas was heartbroken after Rachel revealed the truth about Cat. In his innocence, he confronted his father with the words no parent wants to hear: "You lied. You're a liar." It was a devastating moment, one that underscored how deep the fractures in the family had grown. Lies, half-truths, and betrayals had caught up to them, and now even the children were paying the price. Final thoughts. As the episode came to a close, viewers were left with more questions than answers. Could EJ and Paulina ever find common ground, or would their rivalry only escalate until it consumed them both? Could Gwen's scheming ever win her the acceptance she craves, or is she destined to remain on the outside looking in? And perhaps most heartbreaking of all, could Chad repair the trust that has been shattered within his family, or has the damage already been done? One thing is certain: Salem's residents may live in a small town, but their battles are larger than life. Power, pride, and passion continue to collide in ways that leave scars on everyone involved. For longtime fans, today's episode was a reminder of what makes days of our lives unforgettable, not just the betrayals or the shouting matches, but the raw emotion that cuts across generations. From boardroom threats to family heartbreak, Salem once again proved that its quiet streets hide storms that never truly pass.